I was going to meet with President Putin, and then after that, I'm going to call the leaders and President Zelensky.
We will certainly not reward Russia for what it has done.
If the first one goes okay, we'll have a quick second one. I would like to do it almost immediately.
This war must be ended, and it is Russia that must end it.
Will
there will be consequences.
Sanctions, tariffs?
There will be, I don't have to say, there will be very severe consequences.
Ukrainians will absolutely not give their precious land to the occupier.
The U.S. Russia Summit in Alaska is happening where East meets West, quite literally, in a place familiar to both countries as a Cold War front line of missile defense, radar outposts, and intelligence gathering. Whether it can lead to a deal to produce peace in Ukraine more than 3.5 years after Moscow's invasion remains to be seen. Here's what to know about the meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump, the first summit in 4 years. When and where is it taking place? The summit takes place on August 5th at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson outside Anchorage, starting about 11:30 a.m. between Putin and Trump, as well as a meeting of the delegations, said Yuri Ushakov, Putin's foreign policy advisor. It's Putin's first trip to the U.S. since 2015 for the UN General Assembly in New York. Because the U.S. isn't a member of the International Criminal Court, which in 2023 issued a warrant for Putin on war crimes accusations, it's under no obligation to arrest him. Is Zelensky going? Both countries confirmed a meeting between only Putin and Trump, despite initial suggestions that Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky might take part. The Kremlin has long pushed back against Putin in meeting Zelensky, at least until a peace deal is reached by both sides and is ready to be signed. Putin said last week he wasn't against meeting Zelensky, but certain conditions need to be created, and we're still a long way off. That raised fears about excluding Ukraine from negotiations. Kyiv and its European allies stressed that peace cannot be achieved without Kyiv's involvement. Zelensky was in Berlin for virtual meetings on Wednesday with Trump and European leaders to try to ensure Ukraine and its allies are heard before the summit. The Ukrainian president told the group Putin is bluffing about his military might and the effectiveness of sanctions, and is trying to apply pressure on all sectors of the Ukrainian front to try to show that Russia is capable of occupying all of Ukraine. In reality, sanctions are hitting Russia's war economy hard, Zelensky said. Zelensky also met with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer in London on Thursday. What's Alaska's role in Russian history? It will be the first visit by a Russian leader to Alaska, even though it was part of the Tsarist Empire until 1867, the state news agency TASS said. Alaska was colonized by Russia starting from the 18th century until Tsar Alexander II sold it to the United States in 1867 for $7.2 million. When it was found to contain vast resources, it was seen by the Russians as a naive deal that generated remorse. After the USSR's collapse, Alaska was a subject of nostalgia and jokes for Russians. One popular song in the 1990s went, "Don't play the fool, America. Give back our dear Alaska land." What's the agenda? Trump has appeared increasingly exasperated with Putin over Russia's refusal to halt the bombardment of Ukraine. Kyiv has agreed to a ceasefire, insisting on a truce as a first step toward peace. Moscow presented ceasefire conditions that are non-starters for Zelensky, such as withdrawing troops from the 4 regions Russia illegally annexed in 2022, halting mobilization efforts, or freezing Western arms deliveries. For a broader peace, Putin demands Kyiv cede the annexed regions, even though Russia doesn't fully control them, and Crimea renounce a bid to join NATO, limit the size of its armed forces, and recognize Russian as an official language along with Ukrainian. Zelensky insists any peace deals include robust security guarantees to protect Ukraine from future Russian aggression. Putin has warned Ukraine it will face tougher conditions for peace as Russian troops forge into other regions to build what he described as a buffer zone. Some observers suggested Russia could trade those recent gains for territory under Ukrainian control in the 4 annexed regions annexed by Moscow. Zelensky said on August 9th that Ukrainians will not give their land to the occupier.
Dear Ukrainians, both men and women, President Trump has announced preparations for his upcoming meeting with Putin in Alaska, a location very far from this devastating war that is currently ongoing on our sovereign land, against our resilient people, a brutal war that, in any case, absolutely cannot be ended without us, without Ukraine. Putin did not truly believe in our brave people, which is precisely why he made his ultimately hopeless decision to try to take Ukraine. That was his main and most significant mistake, not taking the Ukrainian people into full account. I believe in our people. Because Ukrainians are strong, Ukrainians defend what is theirs. Even those individuals who are with Russia truly know that it is committing evil acts. Of course, we will certainly not reward Russia for what it has done. The Ukrainian people deserve peace. But all partners must truly understand what a truly just peace really means. This war must be ended, and it is Russia that must end it. Russia started this war and is deliberately dragging it out, completely ignoring all deadlines. And that indeed is the problem, not anything else at all. The answer to the Ukrainian territorial question is already in the Constitution of Ukraine. No one will, or indeed can, deviate from this fundamental principle. Ukrainians will absolutely not give their precious land to the occupier. Ukraine is truly ready for real and lasting solutions that can bring about a just peace. Any decisions made against us, any decisions made without Ukraine are, at the same time, decisions against peace. They will achieve nothing. These are truly dead decisions. They will absolutely never work. But what we all genuinely need is a real, living, and lasting peace that people will truly respect. We are indeed ready, together with President Trump and all of our valued partners, to work diligently for a real and, most importantly, a truly lasting peace. A peace that will not collapse or falter because of Moscow's wishes. I thank all our people for standing together. Ukraine exists. I thank all of our brave warriors for diligently preserving our precious independence. Stand firm. This is our land. We are indeed the people of Ukraine.
But Trump said on August 11th, there'll be some land swapping going on. I know that through Russia and through conversations with everybody, to the good, for the good of Ukraine. Good stuff, not bad stuff. Also, some bad stuff for both.
Well, you're looking at territory that's been fought over for 3.5 years with, a lot of Russians have died, a lot of Ukrainians have died. So we're looking at that, but we're actually looking to get some back and some swapping. It's complicated. It's actually nothing easy. It's very complicated, but we're going to get some back. We're going to get some switched. There'll be some swapping of territories to the betterment of both.
What are expectations? Trump said on August 13th, there will be unspecified, very severe consequences if Putin does not agree to stop the war after the summit. Putin sees a meeting with Trump as a chance to cement Russia's territorial gains, keep Ukraine out of NATO, and prevent it from hosting any Western troops so Moscow can gradually pull the country back into its orbit. He believes time is on his side as Ukrainian forces are struggling to stem Russian advances along the front amid swarms of Moscow's missiles and drones. The meeting is a diplomatic coup for Putin, isolated since the invasion. The Kremlin sought to portray renewed U.S. contacts as two superpowers looking to resolve various global problems, with Ukraine being just one. Ukraine and its European allies are concerned that a summit without Kyiv could allow Putin to get Trump on his side and force Ukraine into concessions. Any decisions that are without Ukraine are at the same time decisions against peace, Zelensky said. They will not bring anything. These are dead decisions. They will never work.